We continue to follow an ever-developing story tonight. The idea of the shortest red snapper fishing season in history isn't sitting well with many local charter fishermen. But one of them remains cautious, saying the cuts could help in the long run. Troy Frady is one of 5 Baldwin County residents serving on various committees with the Gulf of Mexico Fishery Management Council. Fox 10 News reporter Corey Pippen spoke to him today.
The news that federal regulations have shortened the red snapper fishing season this year from more than 100 days to an all-time low of 27 has prompted outrage from many Gulf Coast fishermen who say the change could sink their business.
They see these fish everywhere, and they feel frustrated because they feel like the fishery has completely recovered. It's sustainable, and they can't go catch these fish.
But some, like Orange Beach charter captain Troy Frady, says despite the fact that many fishermen disagree with federal reports regarding the recovery of red snapper population, he's remaining cautious. He says years of overfishing in the Gulf, plus hurricanes and the BP oil spill, has him concerned for the long term.
I'd rather be a little bit more conservative than just going out there and opening the floodgates back up to the way it used to be. If you see fish on the top of the water, you assume there's a lot of fish. Let's go catch those fish. But the underlying thoughts are these fish are 8 years old or younger, and they're just having a chance to grow up, and they're having a chance to populate more reefs. So there's got to be a balance.
Alabama Governor Robert Bentley recently endorsed Congressman Joe Bonner's proposed Gulf Fisheries Fairness Act, which would give states control over fishing limits up to 9 miles offshore rather than 3. Frady agrees and says states should set up a management plan to account for how much red snapper is being fished.
What we really have is a problem with having an accountable fishery. We don't really know who all's fishing for red snapper. We know people go deep sea fishing. Wouldn't it be really cool if we could identify who was targeting red snapper, who was actually harvesting the resource?
Frady says despite the reduced season, he believes the fishing industry is actually on the upswing. And he says he thinks Bonner's bill can only help improve that.
I think in the next few years we're going to continue seeing a fishery that gets better. And we're probably going to see fewer days. But if we can get out there and find out how many people are actually harvesting red snapper, it may solve the problem. We may find that there's not as many people harvesting red snapper as previously thought, or it could work against us.
Reporting from the Gulf Coast, Corey Pippen, Fox 10 News.
Frady says he has already adjusted his business less away from harvesting fish and more toward providing a recreational fishing service. For continuing updates on the red snapper fishing debate, keep your eye on our website, fox10tv.com.